What is up, guys? It's Fernando back with another Raw recap and review. This time for the April 13th episode. And boy, we had a Raw really gave us they gave us a nothing burger. They laid an egg with this one. It wasn't as bad as the past few SmackDowns, but boy, as the Sendoff episode, WWE should be ashamed of themselves because they gave us nothing here. It was promo fight, and very, very little substance with this episode. It was just thrown at us they just grabbed random stuff and just threw it at us and hoped that we would enjoy it. And I'm here to tell you, I don't think anyone really did. So let's get into it. The show starts off with a Roman Reigns promo of him backstage, his own little. It sounded like a political ad. He basically just called Punk a hypocrite about how he needs help, how the Shield helped him way back in the day, how he needed a wise man, how Paul Heyman was on his side one time, how he didn't come to WWE to make friends, and now he's friends with all these WWE superstars. That's all he was him calling Punk a hypocrite in a pre-recorded segment. I mean, I don't know why this couldn't have been said person to person, face to face, to give this more life, to give this more energy, to have a little bit more friction between them and more interaction. This was just dumb in my opinion. Why do we have to do this pre-recorded backstage with just Roman Reigns? To me, it looks like they don't trust Roman enough on the mic to say this. That's what it looks like to me. It gives a bad look on Roman Reigns. It makes him look like they just don't trust him to go mic to mic with CM Punk, and they're really protecting him here. That's what it looked like to me. So that was that, and then they'll eventually end the show. And then we get to the signing of the contract between Brock Lesnar and Femi. They had him do it separate so they didn't fight, which I kind of liked. After what happened later on in the show, I really liked. So basically they just have Brock Lesnar come and sign the contract. Then we had another backstage segment or pre-recorded segment of the Vision helping Speed train. That was that. Another just more backstage pre-recorded segments that just didn't add the fuel to this WrestleMania that it needed to. Let's just get on to the next thing. And then we had Charlotte versus Lyra Valkyria. This match was actually not too bad for almost positive. It was a fun pace. Lyra and Charlotte had really good chemistry. It looked like they were on throughout the entirety of the match. And it ends up with Charlotte attempting to roll up Lyra, and Bayley cheats, and Lyra ends up rolling Charlotte. So it was a fun little match, and they had a fun little pushing interaction between Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Lyra, and Bayley after the match. So just adding a little bit to the fire of the tag match. And then we have a supposedly Stephanie Vaquer interview in the ring with Kathy Kelly. It immediately gets interrupted by Liv Morgan, who attacks Stephanie from the back, and they continue to just fight it out. Liv goes on to say that Stephanie's mom was trash and that she raised a bitch, and they end up just going fighting, and Liv goes absolutely insane. She looks crazy. She looks like a rabid animal screaming at the top of her lungs. She looks like she hasn't slept in 2 weeks. Her eyes looked absolutely crazy. Just adding to the fire what they've been doing the past few weeks, just fighting it out, looking brutal. Kind of rinse and repeat. Then we had the Usos and LA Knight versus the MFTs. Why was this on the show either? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The MFTs just randomly show up on SmackDown one night. All right, I don't understand this. They're not good on their own show. So what is WWE's idea to bring them to the other show? It makes zero sense. They're so awful on their own show. There's nothing interesting about them on their own show. And so WWE's like, you know what? Let's just throw them into the fire. This was so stupid. The Usos and LA Knight obviously end up winning the match. And that was that. This was basically just to get the Usos entrance. That's what it was. Just to hype up the crowd with an Usos entrance. And by the way, I think they got another new theme. It's like spinning the wheel of which theme the Usos are going to come out to. It's a game at this point. They have 400 themes now. I mean, instead of it's just me, it's just us two. I think that's what I don't remember. But this was complete bullshit. Didn't belong on this. Didn't add anything to didn't add any substance to this Raw. So it was just purely for an Usos entrance. Then we get this blows my mind. We have a Cody, Pat, and Randy recap from last week's SmackDown. WWE, you're spitting in our faces now. Like, we don't want to see that on that show. So what makes you think it's okay to recap it on this show that has a half hour less? We know, you know that we hate it, and they just keep throwing it in our faces. Just they're just spitting at us. That's what they're doing, WWE. This whole show was a spit in the face. Oh my God, I don't get it. But yeah, they recapped the Cody, Patton, and Randy from last week. Bullshit. And then we get to another promo, and then turn into a fight. We have Gunther come out. He gets attacked by Rollins from behind, and they start fighting. And eventually, they grab a mic and they start talking mess. And basically, Gunther. We kind of got a little bit of substance here of why the match is happening. Gunther just says that he's the best in the ring, that he is the best wrestler, and then Seth Rollins is the best wrestler, which I actually kind of like, because we have nothing to go off of for this match here at WrestleMania, but this gives us something, and that just hints to me that they're planning on at least this being a decent match, I'm hoping. Yeah, so I feel like they're really going to cook in the ring, and I feel like Gunther and Seth Rollins behind the scenes really enjoy this, because they know that what the other person is capable of, and they're really going to enjoy working each other here at Mania. So there was that. And then we got a little thing. Dom says that he was scheduled to face Finn Balor at WrestleMania, not the Demon, and he complains and bitches that the match should be canceled at WrestleMania. So there was that funny little Dom segment. Then we have Io Sky versus Kairi Sane, kind of just thrown at us again with no substance, just there. Yeah, Asuka basically throws Kairi Sane into the match. Io Sky is still bandaged up from that brutal assault she took last week. That's stupid. Basically, Asuka's cheating the whole entire match. Rhea comes out, Jade comes out, attacks Rhea, and Io Sky ends up getting rolled up by Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane wins the match. This feud, I don't know even why it's still on both shows, but that was pretty pathetic in my opinion. And this, you're just turning Io Sky into a jobber taking pins every week just to try and promote this feud. It is absolutely disgusting work by WWE. It is absolutely horrendous booking here. I mean, that was fucking awful. It is criminal what they're doing to the best, regardless of gender, the best in-ring worker that this company has in Io Sky, just having her take pins every week up until Mania, and she's not even announced for the Mania card, which I don't think she's not going to be. It is so ridiculously bad what they're doing with this poor woman. Yeah, WWE, you need to be ashamed of yourself for that too. And she is so over. Not only is she just a good in-ring worker, she is over with the crowd. And WC says, nah, we don't want her. So, yeah, that pissed me off too. Oh, but we actually have a bright spot. I will say this: we had a bright spot. We got randomly the AJ Lee and Becky. We got an OG Rock promo package. Now, this actually hyped me up. This promo package was really, really good. The rock music in the background, the long feud that they've had, they were able to take snippets from that and make it into a nice package, and it made the feud. It really amped me up for this feud that kind of was dying down slightly, but I'm glad that we got at least a promo package from them. If you want to do a backstage segment do this. WWE needs to bring these back. Bring these promo packages back. This hyped me up for this match more than anything else that this bullshit show had to offer. So thank you, WWE, for at least bringing that back. That actually makes me want to watch this match now. And then we got to the highlight of the night, in my opinion. We had it was Oba's turn to come to the ring with Triple H and Adam Pearce and sign his contract. So he comes to the ring, he signs the contract. Paul Heyman comes out, basically just runs his mouth to Oba Femi, and then Oba Femi delivers an absolutely incredible promo. He says that the emotional pain that Paul Heyman will feel will be worse than any type of physical pain when Oba beats his beast, Brock Lesnar. And then he goes on to basically just saying that Brock and Paul Heyman are scared of him, and that they know that Oba is the one, that Oba is next, pretty much, that he is the one to take out Brock Lesnar. But the way that Oba delivered this was absolutely incredible. He controlled the crowd. The crowd was behind him. He looked so real when he was saying this, and his eyes, everything about this promo was just fantastic. This was a great send-off segment for this feud that has been going on. It was amazing. This is what these feuds needed to do. Just like the promo package with Becky and AJ, and then this amazing promo by Oba Femi is how you send things off into the biggest show of the year. It felt so good, and I'm so glad for Oba Femi. And after he beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, just give him the world title. Just give him the world title. I don't care whoever wins. Just give him the world title. Give him everything. This was great. This was great. 10 out of 10. Thank you, Oba Femi, for saving the show a little bit. And then we get to Liv Morgan has a song or a music video. I don't know what they would consider it. I don't know whose idea this was, but I love Liv Morgan probably as much as anyone else. I'm in love with this woman. She is amazing, but I don't know if it was her idea or whose idea it was, but they need prison time because this song was bad. I'm sorry, Liv Morgan, I still love you, but this was bad. And then we get Javon Evans and Dragon Lee versus Rusev and JD McDonough. This was just a fast-paced match, crazy moves left and right, and it was just a sneak peek. It was just a little tease of what this ladder match at WrestleMania is going to be. This match was great, and I just can't wait for that ladder match. And then post-match, we have Rusev just demolishing all of them. This made no sense to me. Rusev demolishes all of them. Rey Mysterio comes to the ring. Rusev takes him out. And then Penta, the Intercontinental Champion, comes to the ring. And Rusev takes him out. And I see people enjoying this. That they're making Rusev look like the strong heel that he is. But they made him look weak for the past year since he came back. He's looked like a complete idiot, taking pins left and right. And now they just magically want to make him look big and scary before Mania. It was stupid to me to have Rusev stand tall. I mean, you have some of the biggest baby faces in the company, and you make Rusev stand tall just to make it just make no sense to me. I mean, he's looked like a jobber taking pins left and right, left off TV for months at a time. And he's the one looking tall and makes everyone else kind of look foolish. It was a 5v1 and Rusev stands tall. That was just dumb to me. But still excited for the ladder match because I know his ass ain't going to win. Then we get an interesting segment backstage. Adam Pearce is on the phone with John Cena, not the GOAT. And Danhausen interrupts and he wants to talk to John Cena on the phone. And Adam Pearce goes on to tell Danhausen that Cena will be at Mania and that he could probably strike up a conversation with Cena at Mania. And, oh, man, they're just hinting at a John Cena and Danhausen interaction at Mania, which I'm really hoping for. That's going to be funny. So I really hope that they're going to go through with that little hint that they gave us there. And then to close the show, the send-off show to WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania, we have the Roman and CM Punk segment to the end of the show, and I'm like, wow, they're going to give us something with Punk and Roman, the main event of WrestleMania. They're going to give us fireworks here. And CM Punk comes through the crowd, takes 20 minutes, I might add, gets on the announcer's table, and basically just says that he envies Roman for everything that he's already said, for his family for the main events, and then Roman goes on to say that the tribal chief's going to take over after Mania. The facade of CM Punk ends, and the tribal chief's going to come back and take over. That's all it was. That's all it was. What am I supposed to do with that? You start off hot with their first interaction. You go 3-4 weeks with complete and utter bullshit. CM Punk goes absolutely nuclear last week and steals the show, really hypes us up, and then you go home with that. The go home segment was just fucking pathetic. I don't think anyone enjoyed it. I'm expecting it to ramp up. Like, Punk is talking for 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, Roman's going to come back, and they're starting to go at each other. And then the show just ends. Netflix just ends. That was fucking awful. I don't know what to make of it. WWE is really, like, I really thought they were going to at least give a fuck about the build-up to their biggest show. But it obviously, they don't care. SmackDown's been complete and utter dog shit for 3 weeks now. Raw's been good, I'll give them this, but this is the send-off episode you give us? Besides the Oba contract signing, the Javon Evans, that match, I mean, what are they giving me to work with here? It looks like that Roman and Punk segment, I said it weeks ago, they were trying to maybe that they were going to burn up all the material that they had, and it looks like they did. And it just fizzled out right here at the end. And I get that WWE's trying to save the talent for WrestleMania. They don't want anyone to get injured, but we got to do better than this. This was bad. So overall, this show sucked. I mean, like I said, the only part that really got me going was that Oba promo that he delivered at Paul Heyman. Other than that, it was just a mosh posh of complete and other nonsense. Didn't give us nothing, no substance, nothing to go off of going into Mania. Just a bunch of promos, like backstage nothing. So, thanks for watching. SmackDown's not going to be better. I can tell you that much. That is a shit show over there, and I hope Mania can somewhat deliver. So, yeah, I will see y'all Friday for the SmackDown recap and review, and then obviously Saturday and Sunday I will make the recap and reviews the same nights as WrestleMania. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.